crying for the official screening.
I don't know why, it never happens to me, but it happened yesterday because I've seen Pepe crying. And this confirms that cinema is originally designed to be watched together. Because today cinema goes more and more to be observed in telephones, at home, and it's very, I would say, parametrical, and it's comparable to what happens in between Venice and Cannes. Cannes does not allow live stream. Netflix, they do, but I think the truth will be in between, because at least we know that festivals will be always a place where you could stay together and watch movies together, because emotion, if it's strong, starts circulating in between people. That's why I cried yesterday.
Why?
I cried, but I'm not, I don't used to, so it was for me also a new experience.
Why Mujica? What was?
Mujica is the hero, last hero. I'm very political and I'm very, I would say, social. And if you take the position of Mujica in the world of corrupted presidents and these systems that do not function, apart from concluding that his country is off-way, off-road, you could see that this social experiment is the only one that succeeded in the end of 20th century of making good society, healthy society in which president inspires people how to live, which president inspires businessmen not to steal money, as he says, inspires bankers not to work just on the basis of not working and gaining money. He's a unique personality. I think he's a unique person in the world. We have not this experience. We have Cuba, but Cuban people are too poor. But we have a man whose experiment succeeded of creating a compromise with capitalism, and it's based on the socialist roots. And I think success is his example that he gives to the others.
So documentary, you think, finally stronger than fiction? It makes you cry and emotional?
I don't know what, but I've seen him crying. And it's like, probably there will be no time to have another movie like this about him, what he noticed. But it is touching, in fact. The whole structure of the film was found during the period of shooting, and I have made decision second year going there to make the film to be put into 24 hours of the end of the presidency. And when somebody has to go away with a love, it's by definition gives you great emotion. And plus, these 200,000 people didn't come for the concert of Rolling Stones, didn't come being put into the bus to fulfill the space. They came because they loved him.
You focus on the tango and love in
Yes,
the movie, the
yes.
two
Because I
subjects
found
that-
this beautiful song, which, that's probably why I'm not talking about this immediately. This is also a love story, but successful. The love in between him and Lucia is something that proves that three elements of intimacy and a social life could be together. She said affection was even stronger when they were not together. But I think militant approach to the politics gives them the name forever. And the reality to which they reflect, they did together. They did together without, I would say, being inspired by each other. And this what is also love in the base of this relationship.
And the tango, how do you?
Tango is just getting this kind of higher level of social meaning, because tango is, as he says, you cannot understand tango without few defeats, and coming back to the life as as defeated man, you have to go on and you have to continue living. And could you imagine him being young and being in the jail for 13 years, in the most cruel possible jail, which was not called jail, except few times, but they were captured most of the time in military barracks. This is very actual problem, because nowadays we having Latin America by US and by CIA being brought back to a level of 70s without military, but working from inside with non-governmental organizations. And if you look at Brazil, they put the most popular syndicalist into the jail. In Ecuador, there is a traitor called Moreno Lenin who wants Assange to go away from the embassy. Chile was right, even if it's left controlled by US. You have Argentina that is accepting IMF, which is the deadliest mistake one country could do. So all goes back to what it used to be. I hope Pepe's compromise made with them long time ago will work, because of being simply successful and small enough not to be good example for them.
It was difficult to convince him to make it?
No, because they explored before. They watched all my movies, especially Lucia, and reading my 2 books. And based on this literature, they decided to call me, because they called me. I was not looking for them. But the first time we seen each other, I felt incredible affection to his biography, which is unique in the world, and I was just absolutely for the man.
And you put him also in a Kusturitsian world a little bit.
Yes. He was coming to my first movie, because my first movie, which was presented here 37 years ago, is finishing when in the family father is dying, but son is reading him what could be a future of humanity, drying out Indian Ocean, having a summertime forever. Yeah. And in the movie, he speaks about drying out Siberia and bringing it all the down to Mongolia River, and the other side from Alaska to Mexico. So he is having this kind of utopistic ideas, which he confirmed. I did confirm also with a small scale of creating villages and trying to make small communities which are self-sufficient, which I think in the future will be also a key point.
Can I ask you what makes a good politician in your opinion? Because I think, I don't know, it's difficult to say, because of course he has his own ideas. For example, we can say that the capitalistic world brought good things and bad things as well, but in Venezuela, for example, those kind of ideas were failing. So, despite the ideas that you have, what is the, what makes him unique, and so what makes a good politician?
Makes him unique, the thought that when I was asking about Venezuela, he told me, I was saying to Maduro that if you nationalize the electricity station, you cannot just do nationalization. You have to find somebody who knows how to run it. And I think the secret of Pepe is he understood socialism with people who are craftsmen and who know how to do things. And Maduro might be, I'm on his side anyway, but mistakes he made are deeply rooted in the pressure of United States that is pressing all the leftists to be on their side and communists to be pushed out and to be even killed. They try to kill him. They do softly these killings all over the world. So the key point is, if you have a team of people who are knowledgeable and who know how to do things, then you could even make socialist ideas turn into a reality. But I don't think in the case of Venezuela and others, we had it. And if Europeans want to do something, you have a clash that is very fundamental in Europe. You have a Greek mythology on which Christian civilization is made of and achieved biggest possible achievements. And today they are rejecting this by not defending this. And this needs to be defended in Palmyra, in Syria. Everybody speaks about, in Western Europe, everybody speaks about Assad as if he was producing ISIL. And this change of thesis is bringing us even to the migrant crisis. Migrant crisis is produced by the war in Libya, Iraq, Afghanistan, and Syria. And we never go to answer the question, who started this war? Is it those migrants who are here or somebody else? And political correctness is bringing us to the level of being always at the same answer and question. To avoid the answer, we don't want to go to the causes of this element. So we could speak about migrants to the end of our lives. And we could speak about them, all of them. I would bring them to, because my name is Emir, I could bring them to Emirates or to my villages, but this is not how to solve the problem. The problem is in the system of circle vicious, which is made war, capital, profit. And this exercise is always made with a war. So everybody who is coming from Libya, Gaddafi, before he was killed, he was warning, you will be having a boat that we are not going to stop. From Iraq, from Syria. And this is humanity. Political correctness is based on the, what we used to call in Soviet Union in the past, author censorship. Don't ask crucial questions, because the answer you get could lead you to those who caused the problem. Everybody wants to exercise humanism on the basis of yes, migrants or not. I say yes, but I say yes to those who create the ambience for them to be pushed and to be letting their homes and coming to Europe.
So there is no hope of having an El Pepe in Europe. I mean, the
El
way
Pepe in Europe is impossible, because Europe is squeezed in between huge transcontinental corporations who are not going to allow this kind of incidents they rather prefer corrupted presidents to keep them healthy than to have some experimental man coming and crashing against their pocket.
But what about the people? They applaud for the films and they...
People are the last one to be asked. People are not, I would say, people are nice, but elite is driving the people. And I would be the happiest if I could have lived in the country where such a president was at the place. But Europe, forget Europe.
You don't have any problem to switch from...
She wanted to ask.
Yeah, I want to ask you something about music, which is always a kind of essential element in a film. And this one is, I've really been fascinated by the music used in this documentary. Is that spontaneous choice, or you pick some specific fragments like people dancing in the square and this kind of local music?
I don't know, the music in this case was just connected to Pepe's perception of tango. And when you hear tango, if you didn't know this, it's much easier to accept it. That if you want to understand tango, you have to have a few defeats in your life and being able to stand up and to continue. And this is most, I would say, I had my own theory that tango is in fact the dance with the death, being afraid of the death, or stepping up into the danger, passing through the danger and coming back to a life. But tango as the social phenomenon in Argentina and over there is most powerful expression they have, I think.
You were saying before that cinema is meant to be seen in theater with other people, and of course cinema, especially your cinema, is also meant to start a debate. My question is, what do you think about the fact that many magazines, especially print magazines, are disappearing all over the world, and online doesn't seem to be so interesting to, talk about these serious issues? In the end, where we will find a place where to debate.
They don't want you to be, this project, Hollywoodian project works perfectly. They do superheroes, stupid heroes, most of the time idiots, but they create such a, I would say, impressive ambience all around, and they divert your mind from the crucial existential thoughts and moments of your life. And this is the thesis that started in 1940, and it was developing until 1970. In 1970, they agreed that Hollywood will no more make movies speaking against war in Vietnam and speaking this, and then it was becoming higher level propaganda. Independent cinema is still existing, but having no role, because festivals have changed their own agenda. Cannes Film Festival, for example, is the one that keeps huge market and huge impact on the film, but it's not anymore the festival in which, when I was young and coming here and watching Antonioni's movies and knowing what will be cinema this year. In Cannes, you could be rejected, thrown into the garbage, brought back. It's like the activity that is getting more qualified for the sporting Olympic Games than something that keeps what is very difficult to find a good author and to develop his life and the life of his cinema that deeply goes into particularism of some countries and showing general philosophical view that we all need to create opinion that we deserve. Like this opinion is fragmented, and we have huge impact of Hollywood like never before.
So you seem very pessimistic about the future.
I'm not pessimistic. I always believe somebody will come up with and will kick their ass, punch on the nose and bring us something new. However you suppress it, there is one place where it comes out. Even today it's more difficult than it was before.
You don't have any problem to switch from documentary to fiction?
No, because I do all the time the same movie. I'm speaking about people who I love and people who I was supposed to be. My advantage is when I won first time here with, do you remember Dolly Bell? I continue making movies about outsiders, which was in fact my place if I didn't succeed in this festival. So all my films are about outsiders. Even Pepe, so successful, he represents a bunch of people who are really outside of the mainstream world.
You were